Hey everyone, how are you doing? Thanks so much for stopping by my channel. I'm going to be conducting a daily energy reading for the collective, so do take what resonates and leave the rest behind. So as you can see, I've got 2 cards up already. I didn't actually press the record button, so this is why I didn't bother to take them down. I just thought I'd just continue with the energy of the reading, seeing as it started already. So we've got the 3 of Cups in the upright position, and then we've got this Knight of Cups in the reverse, as if trying to sort of like come towards, to me it feels like a celebration. It also feels like a community that's been, created and built, like, everyone's bringing something to the table, really sort of like enjoying each other's company and, forming really wonderful partnerships. It doesn't have to be romantic. This isn't a romantic type of energy. This is about, really collaborating, meeting up and, just really getting to know each other really well. Because I feel that this is where we have to be. There's no longer about, division anymore. This has to start forming, unity. So we've got this Knight of Cups that's seeing what's going on here and is like, basically their interest has been piqued. So we're going to just continue and see what else we've got going on. But so far so good. But I'll be a bit, wary of this one as well. I just feel that this is a moment where, even though like you may have met up with other people and it's feel good kind of factor, always remember to still filter out certain energies of newcomers that's coming in, like a lot of vetting and is it a frequency match, or if it is, that's great. If it's not, then they'll be energetically removed from your life. So let's continue. We've got the Queen of Wands in the upright position. We're making some bold moves. So something has attracted them towards, this person towards this group here. Let's continue. We've got the Hermit card in the upright position. And then we have got the Star card in the upright position. This could be somebody who may have been witnessing something from a distance, somebody that might have something very, some kind of attribute, to contribute towards the group. There may have been, from like, I'd say like a higher place, could be more spiritually experienced. When I say higher place, I don't want to sort of sound as if they're hierarchical and stuff like that, because this kind of energy doesn't really carry any kind of ego with it. This is you're not trying to go there with this. And I feel if you are somebody who wants to sort of getting to know people, or this is about building, really great partnerships, I'm not really sensing that this is something where you want to be in competition with anybody. But it's always a good practice to use discernment from now on. We don't want to go slipping back into old ways again that will then eventually mess us up in the long run. Underneath the bottom of the deck, we've got the Magician in the reverse. Now, even though this card is in the reverse, the first card I kind of looked at was the Knight of Cups in the reverse. It's almost as if they're not there, but they're making their way. Because we've got the Star card and the Hermit card, as I said, always have, this energy of discernment about you. Because they may or may not be who they say they are. There may also be somebody who, may be testing the waters themselves, and they're not going to want to try to reveal too much of themselves either. So, not saying that you should push it and rule everybody out, rule everyone out as, a foe, but, just be kind of wary. So So let's see what we've got going on. Let's just expand on this reading a little bit more. Yeah, definitely not doing things as you did before. Lessons have been painfully learned. That's another thing that I'm picking up. So with the Three of Cups, yeah, this is what I'm saying. Lessons have been painfully learned in the past, because you might have had, if you're trying to set up a business, if you're trying to set up some kind of retreat or something where you're doing something for the community, you're always going to have those kind of people around that's like, you know, the haters or the people that come in Trojan horses and this and that other. And I feel that you guys are, you know, could be aware of that, but whatever it is that you're trying to aim for, and I know that everyone, you know, the energy right now is to try to help to, you know, try and build and rebuild and do this and, you know, start from scratch again. But you've also got those elements of those on the outside that don't really want you to succeed. And this is something just to be mindful of. So even though you might have really good intentions, be aware that there are others that don't have those good intentions, just like you. So what's the story with the Knight of Cups? We do have the Page of Wands. So there's something about this group or what you're doing that's inspiring them. I won't really say rookie energy, but it's new. It's a fresh kind of, you know, addition, a new addition to the group or a new addition to the, you know, the family sort of thing. But it's like they mean well. And if there are any sort of screening policies that you guys will have in place, I don't really sense them being offended. And because this Page of Swords, Page of Wands is sort of looking up towards this Queen of Wands, I feel that whatever it is that you're doing has really inspired them. If you notice, we've got this page that's looking up at the Queen of Wands, and then the Knight of Cups is kind of looking up towards the Three of Cups in a way. But again, as I'm saying, I'm not saying that there's anything hierarchical going on here. Just feel that you might have been doing something, or, you know, for a long time, you've got more experience, and you may have reached a level where you're starting to attract onlookers, you know, that people that's been watching you for a while and seeing your progress, and like, you know something, I feel that this is the right kind of energy that I'd like to be a part of, the right kind of person or the right kind of group, you know, that kind of thing. So with the Queen of Wands, we do have the Star card. So star qualities, there's something that you're doing that's really making people turn their heads towards you. So that's a good thing. But as I always say, you know, discernment is the only way. With the Hermit card, we have got the Seven of Swords. So you could be also getting checked out yourselves. As I said, they may be watching and seeing what you're doing, trying to strategize to see, like, you know, like, what's your story too, you know, because it has to work both ways, right? I'm not really sensing them escaping from something, you know, because the way how this Hermit card is as well, this is also somebody who is using a lot of knowledge as well, trying to get enlightened about what's going on here. You may come across as a little bit evasive as well, maybe I'm not saying full out defensive, but you're certainly using your discernment qualities, you know, as well. And maybe this is what's attracted whoever towards you, because of the way how you are as a person. I'm not saying that you are totally, you know, sort of like aggressive with your tactics, but it's a smart move. It's a real wise business move to make if it is a business that you're forming or if it's something you're trying to do project-wise. With the Star card in the upright position, we do have the Ten of Pentacles in the upright position. So you could be looking to build in a legacy, looking to really do something that is going to be, I had credit worthy. But I'm not really sensing it, like, like credit or credit cards, and that's not that kind of energy at all, despite the Ten of Pentacles being there, or giving credit where credit is due. People are crediting you for or accreditation for your hard work, your efforts. So there's something that's really valuable about you that's going to pay off. Underneath the bottom of the clarifying deck, we do have the Lovers card. So I feel that someone's important, or somebody is making a very important choice to come towards you. And whatever it is that they're bringing towards you, they are bringing something that's really going to be lucrative. It's going to be enhancing and expanding what you have already. Again, I'm not feeling this as a romance kind of energy, because I really want to try and expand on. And I don't feel, whoever's watching this, sorry, I don't really feel that you're looking for that either. I don't sense you looking for love or anything like that. You're looking for allies. You're looking for people who are going to be bringing something to the table, being responsible. And, they say like attracts like. So you are attracting in the right kind of people through signs and synchronicities. It could be certain colours that you're wearing that might be attracting them. You might like to wear bright colours. And obviously it's, on this part of the hemisphere, the northern hemisphere, is like summertime. So, the bright colours that you're wearing, or your energy that's sort of, expanding out, there's something that you're doing that's really attracting in the outsiders to look at you from a different perspective and think, yeah, you've got something going on. You've definitely got something, So whatever it is that you're doing, keep up the good work, keep going. All right, so let's close out this reading. Let's close out this reading with the Inner Temple Oracle. Oops, sorry guys, I just tapped the phone. So we're going to use this card here. First, we have got Destiny Life. So whatever this is, you feel that you're destined to do this. You've already answered the calling. You are doing it already. So whatever it is that you are doing, you're pulling in people. You're pulling in really good energy here. And I feel that if you are going to be holding that light, within you, and, you're attracting in people, because we do have the Star card here as well. So you do have star qualities with the Queen of Wands, and obviously with the Hermit card, you could be bringing people out of their hermit mode. And it's like, well, if they can do it, I can do it too. All right. So, again, like this feeling of like, if you build it, they will come. So I'm really, congrats to you. We've got sensuality. This is a really good energy. So this can also indicate a softness about your aura. This can be, I'm not saying be soft that you could be taken advantage of, but more of a real sort of healing feminine energy about you. Now this is about your energy, and I'm not really talking about your gender here. And because of that, it's also helping to bring in people who may be, looking to sort of heal from you, but also learn from you. And we have got the healing chamber. You could be, okay. I'm hearing the word Grecian. I did have Venetian, but Venetian. Grecian, Venetian. I don't know if it's something real ancient that you're doing, or some kind of research, something that you're doing that, if this is this kind of healing type of project, and we do have the Star card here as well. You could even be, like, if this isn't happening now, but in the future, you could be getting like some kind of star rating, like a 5-star rating, a 5-star, like a hotel or retreat or healing center. This is what I'm getting, and it's really going to be really lovely for, but it's something about bathing, baths. Okay. there's some kind of Mediterranean type thing going on here. Really feeling that a lot. And some kind of, like, I don't know, some kind of aquamarine or some kind of aqua color I'm sensing it. Okay. All right. This is definitely that as I was speaking and I was talking about the healing, Chamber of Healing card, it stopped recording because my memory on my phone was full up. So I did pull the Tall Poppy card, and as I was saying, it feels as if you're doing something that is really like, is either the first of its kind or some kind of niche, something that you're doing that may have been practiced in the ancient times, or you are trying to bring in some kind of fusion in terms of time. So we've got like the ancient times meets where we're at right now, and it's timeless anyway. So, but I'm not trying to say that this is not about being in competition, but you're doing something that you have got the confidence, the experience, the knowledge. You've been doing a lot of research here, and something that you remembered, something that will be remembered, some kind of, it's almost as if like when they come to this place, they're going to remember, for a long time. And all right, I know this is to do with like, apparently what happened with, the poppies in the First World War and stuff like that. Again, I'm not really touching on that kind of timeline, but because of the poppies, and I'm getting like what they represent, there is something about, I don't know, like some kind of forgotten technique or something that it almost feels as if it was waiting, divine timing wise, for the right person to come along. Something that was forgotten, but it should never be forgotten. Or we should never forget these old ancient practices that the ancient civilizations used to do in the past, and their way of life, their way of living was really, really beautiful. They lived, healthy lives, because it's all about health and wellness. So this can be a real strong indication of a health and wellness retreat. Something that you're doing that's going to really help people, help the community. It is very self-sustaining, very much, I'm really feeling off grid. So there's trying to use certain technologies where you're not having to rely on a system or the grid. You just really want to just move away from all of that. This is doing something new, but that's not new, if you know what I mean. Because a poppy is something about it, something that should never have been forgotten, but was. These forgotten techniques, practices, things that's been unearthed, uncovered, rediscovered again. And it does have like strong, like feminine healing qualities as well. Okay. I'm also getting like as well, if you can see there's some kind of like you've been there too, like you can relate. And the reason why I'm saying that as well is because if you notice the way how you've got the cloak around the Queen of Wands, it's almost like the same color as the Hermit. The color of the dress is also the color of the staff. So there's something that is kind of like giving me a feeling of this person is like you were once them, and they are going to sort of transform into like you one day. It's kind of giving me that. And you've got there's certain things that you guys have in common, and there's synchronicities going on here. So whoever could be coming towards you, it's like when you both meet, it's like, oh, you do this, and it's going to be really synchronistic. And it's bringing in this exciting energy. Okay, so the next card that we've got, this could have even been something like someone returning from the past life. Even if you guys didn't meet up or know each other in the past life, but there's something about the timeline or the era. And almost as if like you was in one part of the world, really getting sort of like Mediterranean type energy. And they may have been in another part of the Mediterranean, but you were both healers, some kind of practitioners. As I'm speaking, it's like really got like my gut, going off, sort of feeling tense. Almost as if like, you can both trust each other, like with your gut instincts. Okay. And we've got Just Watch Me. I'm telling you, whoever you are, or the kind of people who you are associating with, you are being watched, but not watched out of hate, watched out of admiration because you've piqued someone's interest. And it could be something where somebody may feel triggered, like you're triggering someone's memories, past life memories, and they're digging deep into this as well. Whatever it is that you're doing, you're helping people to heal and then come forward. Okay. Interesting. And then the card underneath the bottom of the deck, I was literally going to, as I do, like feel in the middle, but there's something about this bottom card that wants to actually also speak. So I'm going to pull this one. And we've got Unhookable. Brilliant. So what I'm seeing here is I'm really getting this feeling of no negative energies. Again, this is about you practicing a lot of healing techniques. Maybe this is about healing, helping people that might have attachments to them. And whatever this ancient technique was, this ancient practice, it helped people from those times and the ancient past to kind of like protect themselves even more. Right, and again, alone, protected. So even though people may have been, feeling on their own, they're still protected. You're helping people to protect themselves from at home or, the card underneath the bottom of the deck we've got is the in-between. So that's what I'm saying. It doesn't feel like this is happening now. It feels as if like you are in getting it done. And with this in-between energy as well, I am getting somebody that's kind of like coming out from the hermit mode, Dana of the soul type energy, and you're helping them to make that decision, that choice to come forward, kind of maybe giving you their flowers, but something about rewarding you, congratulating you. And as well, if you notice the way how, sorry guys, like if you can see like these are like peonies. Peonies are like quite interesting here. There's a key word about peonies. Maybe they're your favourite flowers and poppies and stuff, or roses. You've got that kind of thing going on there. But with the Three of Cups, and we've got these, this foliage around, and they're also coming in with something as well. They haven't reached yet. I don't feel that this is actually happening, like, I don't feel it's taken off right now, but it's in the plans. It's definitely like being planned on being done. And this is probably where the Seven of Swords energy is coming in, as a planner, as somebody who's strategizing something. This person could be really good at business, or, can help you to structure this project a lot more better so that it's more up to date, it's more relatable as well. So this is some really, really good energy here. Really, really pleased. All right, guys, so this is what I've got. So hopefully this may or may not, resonate with you. It really feels very expansive, though, and timeless at the same time. All right, so if this is your sort of alignment, if this is your path, don't give up, keep on doing great, because you are really going to be, bringing somebody in that could even be that sort of silent partner, who, could really help to bring this vision of yours to life. So thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe to the channel, and I will see you guys in the next reading. Have a great day.